Back again, friends. Do you find it difficult to read messages or texts that are on your phone? Do you find it difficult to read? Maybe you are a slow reader. There is an app I'm going to unveil to you. The app will teach you a lot and it will help you to improve in your readability. All you need to do is to focus, learn this tutorial to the end, and I believe you will get something from it. Thank you. When you look at this tiny icon here, this tiny icon, when you look at it, the function of this icon is reading any information that I open to it. Let's assume I open my Bible and I want my reader to read it for me. All I need to do is look for my Bible. This is my holy Bible. Sorry, I'm a Christian. So I open my Bible and let me read from it. Still loading. Now here is my Bible. Here is my Bible. Wow. Now let me use my screen reader to read so that you see the functionality of this screen reader. I open it. Once it's open, I highlight where I want it to read for me.
9 Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. 10 And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. 11 And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. 12 And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. 13 But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
So here is it. This is the functionality of that screen reader. Now I still have more tutorial about this. How can you get this done so that your own phone will start doing exactly what I am doing? Do you know there are so many apps that can do the same thing for you, but this is inbuilt. This app now is inbuilt directly on this phone, and I believe it's also in some other phones, but because you have not located it, that is why you may be struggling for it. But with this tutorial, you are going to be exposed to know more about it. Follow to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. Now let's get the configuration of the phone for it to work that way. When you get your phone, you might not see this fourth icon. You might not see this fourth icon here. You might see this three. But if you didn't see this last icon, the next thing you need to do is open your settings. You can see the second way I am using for this setting. This is setting, this icon. Once you open it, you now scroll up. Scrolling up, you will see privacy. This privacy, now you see accessibility usage. Now there is where we need to go. See, select to speak. Once you tap this select to speak, now use this service. If I switch it off, it will stop. It will stop. Maybe if I switch off my phone, it will go. The icon will disappear. But now I want to be using it, so I need it to be working. I will have to allow it. Okay, the app is working. Continuation from where I stopped. Due to the voice recording I'm doing, the voice recording goes with the speaker, so it will conflict. That was why it was not able to open. But immediately I stopped the recording, I opened it and it went through. So can you see the icon has been shown somewhere here again? So when you read this, use the accessibility button to open. To turn this service on and off, tap the accessibility button on the bottom of your screen. To switch between service, touch and hold the accessibility button. Now that is it. So it's showing you tips on how it works. Once you have done this icon will appear, but you will have a little bit difficulty when using it, because once you open it, the default setting will not be okay for you. You need to do some little adjustment. Those adjustment now is what I want to show you. You tap on this setting now. When you tap on it, and it's open. Check this read in background. Try as much as possible to turn it on. You can turn this read text on image on, but I don't need it. That is why I switch it off. So you can turn it on if you needed it. But if you don't turn this on, if you don't turn this one I'm highlighted on now, you will have problem with it. Why? It will only read what the content of the phone is. It will not allow you to scroll up and down. So that is the problem you will have with it. So try as much as possible to turn it on. If you like, you can still leave it that way and manage it the way it is. The next thing is text to speech setting. Now, if you are a fast reader, you can use the default setting. The default setting, reset. Let me reset it so that you see the default setting. This is the default setting. Now, let's play it. Oh, it was unable to play.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
Okay, it still played. So,
this is an example of speech synthesis in English.
This is the speed of the reading time. Now, if that is so fast for you, you can reduce it. And if it's so slow to you, you can still increase it. If you increase it, then you test.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
Can see if that suits you. Very okay.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English. This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
This is okay for me. You need to do settings. You go to this settings icon. Now, install voice data. Let's assume you are English Australia and you want to use English Australia. Now you need to tap here. Once you tap it, it will ask you to download. You download it. Once you download it, the files will be on your phone. Now it will not disturb you. But if you don't download it, it means that you will need internet before this will function for you. And that's not the best way. So I will instruct you to go and download this depending on the language you are in love with. So you download it. Then, just like I was saying, the screen reader is not limited only on Bible reading. It has ability to read other places, just like this online news website. I want to read from it now, so that we'll see.
Spurred by the Supreme Court, a nation divides along a red-blue axis. On abortion, climate change, guns and much more, two Americas, one liberal, one conservative, are moving in opposite directions. Give this article more sharing options.
So you can see it has ability to read other text from any website you open, except the screen is limited not to read, except the website hide its content from people to read from. Apart from that, it has ability to read all the information that you needed. I believe this information is helpful to you. Please like and share. Thank you very much. Continuation from my screen reading tutorial. Now, I've seen this topic as an interesting one that I needed to read. So when I opened it, I find out that it has a long text on it. So what should I do? Can I be able to read? No, I can read, but I want a faster reader to assist me. All I need to do is open this icon. Once I open this icon, I will just hold. If I want, I can read just like I showed.
On the 18th of May 2022, the country was awash with the viral news of Major UNDIANYED committing suicide face with rolling eyes. Who is he? Why will a major kill himself? Why will an officer that was about to be promoted to lieutenant colonel kill himself 4 months into his promotion? Major UNDIANYED was a battalion commanding officer who was very ruthless with the Boko Haram terrorist sect. He led many clearance operations in the northeast, dislodging Boko Haram in their numbers. His great service to Nigeria eventually led to his untimely death. His action to summarily execute those captured terrorists didn't go down well with some vested interest within and outside the army. So they called for Major UNDIANYED's head. That was the beginning of his many troubles that eventually led to his death. His problem in the army started when him and his boys arrested some Boko Haram confirmed terrorists and handed them over to his superiors. He was just doing his job as a disciplined soldier. One day, him and his men came under a heavy Boko Haram attack that almost claimed their lives. So Major UNDIANYED and his men traced and arrested some of the insurgents who attacked them. But he was surprised to find some of the terrorists he had previously arrested and handed over to his superiors amongst the attackers. For that reason, he summarily executed them. Because to him, if he takes them to his superiors, they will eventually release them again. And those terrorists will return back to the forest to continue with their terrorist acts. So Major UNDIANYED didn't bother to inform his superiors before killing them. He was framed up, arrested, and accused frivolously. Claims those fighting him couldn't substantiate with evidence. Obey the last order in the military, and you must not oppose your superior, didn't allow him enough listening ears. His voice was too lonely in the wilderness. No one cared to give him a listening ear, or see the reasons why he had to kill that terrorist. Why did he take such action? Those in bed with a vested interest in prosecuting the fight against terrorism were against his action. Even though they knew that terrorists were in part but he was fighting a battle of his life and career against some powerful people. Without any hope on sight, Haven known what the court-martial judgment will be, and Haven known the consequences of the judgment, Major Ujundianyede, decided to end it all. With only 3 days to the judgment, on the 16th of May, he committed suicide. He killed himself. Rather than face persecution that will lead to his dismissal from the army, his imprisonment, and probably his death, he took his own life, leaving behind his beautiful family, without saying goodbye. He used a service pistol to kill himself. He died because he stood by the truth. He died because he wasn't happy how some senior army officers collude with terrorists. He died because he killed terrorists who tried to kill him and his men. He died because he believed enough is enough with terrorists and their collaborators. Hashtag Nigeria. Hashtag terrorists. Hashtag hero. Times the height of an average man, it was the tallest statue of the Mediterranean world. It also remained the statue to whom the original Olympic Games were played in honor. According to legend, the altar of Zeus stood on a spot struck by a thunderbolt, which had been hurled by the god from his throne high atop Mount Olympus, where the gods assembled. Altars to Zeus graced the forecourts of houses throughout Greece, and pilgrims visited his many mountaintop shrines, but the god's best-known temple was the monumental Temple of Zeus, built in a sacred grove between 2 rivers at Olympia on the west coast of Greece. The city of Olympia housed not only the Temple of Zeus but also hosted the Olympic Games. They were first started in 776 BC and held every 4 years. One difference between the ancient and modern Olympic Games is that the ancient games were played within the context of a religious festival. They were held in honor of Zeus, considered the father of the Olympic Games. To honor Zeus, a temple was commissioned by the citizens of Olympia in 470 BC.
I'm stopping here.
Dictyon Cave, the legendary.
So now you can see how helpful the screen reader is. I believe you start making use of your screen reader. From now onward, read everything that is readable. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Moreover, the settings are all given on how it's done. I recently upgraded this app. I recently upgraded it. Let me show you. That initially it was not in this highlighting mode, but after the upgrade, it returned to that. So if you have it already on your system, all you need to do is to make use of it, or you upgrade. Upgrading it will give you another quality user interface. So thank you for watching. God bless you.